are we permanently killing hairs? This is the bit that I don't think is that well explained. People always say it's permanent hair reduction and you may need maintenance, but you need to talk about the permanency of this and how that for some people, they will always need maintenance, they'll always need treatments, otherwise the hair can come back. Now, generally, it's not the full growth, it's a percentage, but actually, on someone that's, say, got a bit of a hormonal imbalance or they're sensitive to the hormones, you can see it where all the hair grows back. So this is a client that's had, let's say, 8 treatments. They've only got a couple of stem cells left, the follicle wall is damaged, the blood supply is not really there anymore. But over time, the stem cells will multiply and divide for some people, not for others, but for some people. The dermal papilla could regenerate the blood vessel. And so on this person, a hair will often grow back, but it would often grow back thinner. So there's not a lot we can do about that. You can't see right down into the follicle, can you, when you do a treatment? That's the problem. So what sort of people are more prone to getting hair back? Everybody should be told that you easily could get 10 to 15% of your hair back. So some of you will know, I know when I had my treatments, I'm an easy person to treat. I've got pale skin, I've got thick dark hair. When I had like my lower legs, my underarms, for example, my bikini line treated years ago, I still now have got hardly any hair and I don't need maintenance. But things could change. To certain ethnicities, so an Asian skin type or Hispanic, for example, whereas they're just prone to growth. We treat a lot of Asian ladies for the face because they can have quite a lot of black hair that can be thin to medium, and that's very normal for their ethnicity. So these are the people that are more prone to getting hair back in the future. We all know about hormones, and so sometimes it could just be that they're not balanced. Sometimes it could be that they're balanced, but then they change because of the obvious things like pregnancy and menopause, PCOS, and there's other conditions. But actually, a lot of clients, if you do get them tested, some people say, go and get your hormones tested, go and get your hormones tested. They can often come back as, fine, you don't have an imbalance, your hormones are fine. Now, it depends on what test they run. But also it might be that actually there is no imbalance, but they're more sensitive to the hormones. So as women, we do have testosterone, we just don't have as much typically as a male. So when we get hair growth, it's the androgens and the testosterone that stimulate the growth. So you might not have more, but you're just sensitive to it. Certain areas of the body as well, some of you will have noticed that certain areas are more prone to regrowth. So backs and chests, particularly in men. What you tend to find is if a man's got a very hairy back and chest, he tends to have either a little bit more testosterone or he's more reactive to that testosterone. We tend to find that facial hair growth can be challenging. One, because of, again, hormones and it's hormones that fuels that growth. But also, two, it could be, like the lady said before, that it's top lit, and actually the hair's not that thick and it's not that dark, and actually, is it that easy to treat? It may not be. So it's not just about location, it's about the hair itself. And then inner genitals. So what I've always found is that, like, if you look at like what we call a standard bikini line on a woman, where you just go to like the knicker line, that responds easily. But as you go further in, whether it's a man or a woman, it gets harder, and the only explanation I can give you is I just think the body wants you to have hair there. Hair's there to protect us. It doesn't want you to get rid of it. So you tend to find that with these areas, they need more treatments and they need maintenance as well. Whatever area we're treating, whether you're male, female, whatever your ethnicity, you may well need maintenance. For example, if I'm doing a face, and I know it really is a hormonal growth, so it's a woman with lots of chin hair, I will say, look, you are going to need more maintenance. So you're going to need a maintenance treatment every 2 to 3 months. If it's thin hair, so it's hair that is dark but it's thin, I will say, look, that hair is hard to kill, and actually might not kill it, might just damage it. So if you leave it, it'll just come back again. So you probably will need maintenance, maybe twice a year, 3 times a year, something like that. But when it's areas that are quite easy to treat, like legs, underarms, out of bikinis, you may never see them again. Like with me, I don't need any more treatment. You may never see them, and that's obviously great. But do prepare them.